What's up, everyone? It's Teddy, aka JamesKisau on MTGO, coming back for another Friday Grixis Control main series video on the road to Eternal Weekend. We've tried out a lot of different cards in that 60th card slot. Kind of feels like the theme of leading up to Eternal Weekend this year has been what is the 60th card? Because a majority of the deck has felt really strong, very malleable, good in a lot of situations. Not a lot of wiggle room though. And this time I thought I wanted to just assume that Murktide Regent is part of the deck, and from there actually go down to only one Kaito and fill that slot with Overlord of the Balemurk as a kind of flexible creature that's good with Reanimate, good at filling up your graveyard for Cling to Dust, just more graveyard synergy in general. It didn't really make sense to replace Murktide Regent with Overlord of the Balemurk, since Murktide would be directly benefiting from Overlord's ability that fills up your graveyard. Since I think it was Phil from Thraben pointed out, oh, Cling to Dust is pretty good when Baraglyph is putting a bunch of cards in your graveyard, and while we're still able to escape Cling to Dust even without Baraglyph connecting a bunch, it did make me think there's probably an easier way to fill up your graveyard rather than the usual fetch lands, one drops, instant sorceries, all that good stuff. And Overlord was the first card that came to mind. Another great Grixis Control pilot, Adam, took Grixis Control to the top 8 of MagicCon Vegas last year with 2 copies of Overlord of the Balemurk in the main board. So that made me really want to try it out again. It's a really strong card. If you haven't seen it before, it usually shows up in Death and Taxes style decks because it has insane synergy with Felia. Really any blank stuff, like you cast it for its very cheap 1 in a black impending cost. That's like Dark Confidant levels of efficiency. Then if you blink it, not only do you get another enter the battlefield effect, but it comes back as a 5/5 enchantment creature. And 5/5 is pretty solid stats for Legacy. I don't know if y'all remember Triumph of St. Catherine's brief stint in the format. It's still perfectly Legacy playable, you just don't see it very much. But that is also another 5/5 creature, and not a lot stands up to 5/5. It'd pretty much be like Baraglyph, maybe Nethergoyf, Murktide Regent. Hopefully these can stand up to some constructs out of lands. Probably can't stand up to constructs out of Carnforge Ring, but we're not really trying to use Overlord in that matchup anyways. Sideboard, as always, remaining the same. And yeah, let's just jump in there. Not a ton of updates for the channel. We're still just inching closer and closer to 2,000 subs. Could really use your help with that, so like, comment, subscribe, goes a long way. The Patreon, there's also one slot still open at the highest tier for private coaching and stuff. Eternal Weekend's coming up. If you're thinking about playing any kind of control deck or any kind of grindy deck in the format, I'm happy to help tune, run some games on MTGO, talk theory. And yeah, there's one slot still open at that tier. And yeah, huge shout out to everyone who's been playing the deck. Feels like there's more Grixis Control results every day. Love to see it. I also wanted to shout out Nitrox here on Twitter. They posted this tweet inspired by the great work of JamesKisau and Legacy, tried to recreate his latest Grixis Control list in Pauper, and they trophied on the first try. So yeah, take a look at this for a moment. It's pretty wild. There's not a ton of Pauper content here on the channel, just basically a Poison Storm and a Sneaky Snacker Grixis Control list from a while ago. And I don't know much about the format, but it looks like this could hang. I don't know. The Cleansing Wildfire and, oh, right, they said some of the cards were missing. Here we go. The Cleansing Wildfire with Indestructible Artifact Land Engine is tried and true in the format. Not to mention I see some favorites like Gurmag Angler, Lauren Revealed. Thorn of Black Rose is another fantastic card that makes you the Monarch. But yeah, cool Grixis Control stuff happening all over the web. Please like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and with that, let's jump in. 5 matches. Here we go for the first round here. Interesting hand, a lot of potential, and a Force of Will, all being on the draw. Kind of ties it all together. There's not much that we don't want to draw here. Matchup dependent. Bloodstained Mire Go is very interesting. Orcish Bowmasters. Alright, cast Ponder. For now, we'll take a second Force and see where that takes us. Commercial District? So this must be the Epic Storm, right? Bloodstained Mire into Commercial District. Or it could be my modern Jund deck. Chromox, okay, never mind. Not Jund. There's a Guy's Will under there. So that would probably mean that some of their lines are not available. Gamble resolves. They discard Echo. That's probably what they gambled for. There's a Lion's Eye Diamond. We really going for it? Dark Ritual. What's your last card? Veil? Sure is. Alright, force that. Do you still go for it? Yeah, I suppose you should. I'll pitch the other Brainstorm. I have high hopes for this Snapcaster Mage. They could have also gambled for Veil of Summer. Alright, we have survived. Their Mox Opal is not currently tapping for mana, but that could change at a moment's notice. But if it does, that means we probably have a bit of reprieve, and their black mana is back online, which is a little distressing. Play Bowmasters here. Okay. So maybe I should not have pitched both Brainstorms. Maybe I should have kept a Ponder, or yeah, one of each. Don't think Thoughtseize is going to be good going forward. That's not entirely true, actually. Like, if they draw Beseech the Mirror, they can't do anything with it. But are we really clocking fast enough? I guess so. Especially with Snapcaster Mage. And we just want to deal as much damage as possible. I think this makes echoing also difficult. They'll need Veil at some junction there. Or else we get 14 triggers flying at them. Okay, they have the diamond. They have Metalcraft. Thoughtseize is a bad draw. So I guess Snap Ponder becomes better. Cast Ponder. Shuffle. Overlord of the Balemurk. Not bad, but not great. You want to see that more in the grindy matchups. Alright, I think they drew something we can Thoughtseize. If it's Veil of Summer, they'll take a good amount of damage. It might even be lethal with that Lightning Bolt. Dark Ritual. I don't really want them to have that. Alright, they're at 4. If they activate a fetch land, I'm firing this bolt. Okay, great. Put the pressure on fast enough. I'll take Meltdown. I'll take, I think, 1 Red Blast. And it also works against Song of Creation, which is kind of a big deal. Definitely want Opposition Agent and Consign. Surgical and Thoughtseize. Not from the Catacombs. Overlord can go. This does remind me of when we used to run Sorin the Merciless, and I could actually side out my bombs against Storm and similar combo decks. But with our bombs being blue, it speaks to a couple of things. First off, that Pyroblast is not very present in the format at all. And second of all, you want to keep them in against combo just to pad out your blue count and turn the corner. But I don't think Overlord is going to be that great in either situation against Storm. Paying 5 mana for a 5/5 doesn't even have haste. Obviously this card is incredible, but Storm feels like one of the worst matchups for it. And then we don't need Bolt post side. We get some better tools. Edict goes, and then I don't need this basic Mountain either. It's a Guy's Will deck, so sometimes Spellbomb will save you where maybe Cling and Surgical won't if they have too many payoffs in their graveyard. But yeah, I think I'm interested in a Red Blast over Bolt, and then the other cards are pretty good. Strix and Baragoyf are suspect, but Baragoyf is very good against Empty the Warrens. Like, we don't have Plague Engineer anymore, so we're kind of going on like Baragoyf and Tameo to beat Empty the Warrens, which is not great if we can't stop it outright with like Consign to Memory. Yeah, Spellbomb is really the only thing that I would want. I think I'll take that over a Strix. We flat out saw the Guy's Will. I mean, I've got to force a Will. I should probably keep it. Opponent's also keeping 7, which is concerning. Bloodstained go. They might have Veil of Summer. Agent. Boy, if I can get up to that before they wheel me or win, it's very good. Being a deck that uses Gamble, Beseech the Mirror, maybe Infernal Tutor. We'll see. Brainstorm resolves. Badlands. Lion's Eye Diamond. Lion's Eye Diamond. Dark Ritual. Runehorn Hellkite. That one I cannot stop. I need Nimble Obstructionist for that one. But it does cost a lot of mana, so like, I think I just let this happen. Although I want Opposition Agent still in the mix, so yeah, I think I'll Brainstorm. Put the Force on top as well. Yeah, it just makes sense. Discarding a lot of good stuff. So it goes. A lot of blue cards, actually. Opposition agent is just so unique, you know? Like, that needs to be in the mix. Oh my god, we missed on blue card. Well, that is insane. I got greedy. I got super greedy. Well, maybe they'll still play around force, though. Maybe they'll wait. If they can't get green mana this turn, maybe they'll wait till next turn and go off more protected. Seems like we survived. Next card's gotta be blue, right? No. I could cling. Might work out that way. Might hit a blue card. Thoughtseize. Yep. Hand is a disaster. Taking agent makes sense. Like I said, it's very unique. And then Commercial District puts a card on top. Play some Bowmasters. There's the blue card. I wonder what they put on top, though. Verdant Catacombs. And pass? It doesn't really make sense to exile the Beseech the Mirror from the graveyard. Because if they're going off with Gaia's Will, that means they're already casting another Beseech the Mirror, so I'm not keeping them off a threat by doing that. They also have 2 Thoughtseizes in there, so it's a very robust graveyard. So what? Might as well just work on it anyways. That's a good draw. Let's brainstorm. Everything I wanted, kind of. Are they even going to extend into Meltdown at this rate? It's probably better than Baragoyf. Okay, Thoughtseize you, I guess. Take G. What do I take? Burning Wish? Gamble? Probably gamble. Yeah, definitely gamble. Playing the Boseiju out. Playing the Chromox out. Imprinting Tendrils is very interesting. And now they're casting Burning Wish. Resolves. They have Lotus Petal, an unknown card, and likely Beseech the Mirror after this. Well, they have Veil Summer off that petal. That petal. Oh, it's just another petal. Okay. Well, I think I can counter Beseech the Mirror and be pretty happy with that. Because Storm is 5. I mean, if they get empty the Warrens, though, I have Consign to Memory, so I guess I'll let them go down this road a little bit, right? But I think they just immediately go for Gaia's Will here because of the Thoughtseize and stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, I definitely have to counter that. I'm a little surprised to see them going for it. Like, I brainstormed with that Force of Will in hand. Like, clearly, maybe not clearly, but I probably would not have done that if I didn't have a backup. Alright, starting off pretty strong, I'd say. But it's pretty late, so I might pick this up tomorrow. Okay, fitting in these matches. Tamiyo on the play. It's not the most remarkable hand beyond that, I will say. But this is one of the best starts in Legacy, I would say. If they Thoughtseize me, yeah, I still look like Reanimator. And I'm getting a clue for my troubles, which is pretty good. We're winning the grind fight here, but if they happen to have Entomb Reanimate, well, that would not be so good. They're gonna brainstorm, though. Are they gonna Fatal Push when I activate this clue token? Play around brainstorm? Another land? You're killing me. This game sometimes. I guess I'm not going to play Strix yet. I can spend 2 mana to draw a card in other ways. And if I spike a Force of Will, that would be nice. Another Brainstorm. They must have something put together by this point. Like Murktide or something? I don't know. Yeah. I do have a decent check for that in Baleful Strix. And if they didn't Fatal Push Tamiyo yet, what are the odds that they really have it, you know? Narset's not bad either. Let's Surveil. No! Nimble Obstructionist is pretty good. What lands do they not know about? Just bad lands? That doesn't make sense. I must have played a land that they... Yeah. I think I revealed some information inadvertently. Okay. That's fine, I guess. Play Strix. Brainstorm is great. Now I can actually turn these cards into real cards. See if they want to force Brainstorm. A way to do this uncounterably would be to just activate this clue token, but I gotta move these cards around, you know? Not much was solved here. I was really hoping to see Cling to Dust or Force of Will. I mean, we got some good stuff here. I'm just really concerned that they'll be able to, like, Entomb, Reanimate, just do something, you know? Ponder. I'm happy to see them using their mana on that. And Ponder will shuffle. Okay, here we go. Going for Atraxa. And Reanimate, which will put them to 9. Yeah, I'm surprised it resolved too. They hit Force and blue card. 2 Murktide Regents. They took Reanimate over Ponder, though. That's interesting. Oops, I clicked off the Reanimate. Attacking Tameo. That's tricky. I think I really want that Force back, though. It seems very important. Are they going to Reanimate Baleful Strix? That doesn't seem that good either. Yeah, maybe I just... No. Well, yeah, I think I block. Gotta fight through this stuff. Alright. Never mind, I want Brainstorm instead. Don't think we'll do this. Once they gain 7, it's kind of all over. Reanimate. I can see if they want to fight over that. With another bolt on the horizon. There's a weird way this could work. Okay. And they put a card on top. Tameo. Yep, that one's okay. I think that one's okay too. I don't want to play into Daze, so I think I just let it happen. They'll plus. They'll Thoughtseize me. Yeah. That puts them to 6. Shoot, we're so close. Do I even bolt them? Or do I play Bowmasters? I think I play Bowmasters. Which makes it seem pretty silly that I did not do it in response to the Brainstorm. They probably take Kaito here, right? Yep. Now the real question is, are they going to want to Reanimate Atraxa again and go to 5, which means forcing pretty much everything I do forever? I guess so. Force costs a life too, though, so I don't know. I don't know. They could Wasteland one of my red sources, I guess. Yep. They did not take Daze. They have 7 cards in hand. It's kind of hard to keep track of everything. Alright, plus Tameo. Cast Brainstorm. Double Force. Yeah, I guess I should just try and bolt them twice with Double Force backup. Force you back. If they force yet again, they'll go to 3. I feel like they probably win this game if they don't attack. That was turn 6. Felt like a million turns later. Oh man, if they had wastelanded me, I don't even want to think about what could have happened. And then I look really foolish for complaining about all those lands. Although I probably needed every card in my hand at the end there. I had the Double Force. Didn't need to use the Double Force. Alright. Let's try and keep it together here. Animate Dead and Atraxa triggers are certainly a thing. I guess on the draw, Consign is like reasonable, but I also showed them a Reanimate, so they might back off the combo. But they'll even Reanimate anyways, just because it's a good card. I mean, I play it in the value capacity. So I'm starting to not like Force of Will as much against this deck. Kolaghan's Command is a little slow. Baraggoyf is also the wrong approach, I think. Yeah, 3-drops in general, very hard to leverage when you're fighting the board so heavily and you're also having to contend with days. This deck is kind of like the most brutal, the likes of which we've never seen heretofore. On the play, they might jam, though. I don't mind Surgical that much. And I guess Overlord is a bit risky. For a deck that pivots onto creatures, I don't think it gets much better than my 2 best removal spells. But if they go into Tomb Reanimate here, I'll be really scrambling. But you can't do it all. Okay, cool. I don't think I've ever seen them surveil any card away. And when they do, it's just a land. Brainstorm is fine. Underground Sea. Tameo, you got it. Alright, now I'll surveil. Yeah. That seems important. Especially when you're on the draw. Okay. Let's start extracting bad top decks. Oh, maybe I should... No, they play Bowmasters too. They do a little bit of everything. Force of Will. Yeah, okay. They get a clue. It's not good. Now they're even on that Force of Will they spent. But I guess that's about it. I guess I will Edict again. But I should do it on their upkeep. Because if they try to dodge with Brainstorm, I'll want my triggers to resolve first. Because I'll cast Bowmasters in response. Wait, that didn't make any sense. Brazen Borrower. Oh boy. Yeah, I screwed up. Force your Brazen Borrower. Now they're forcing. This is certainly a strange game. Doing all kinds of dumb stuff. They're pretty flooded. And they're binning days. That makes sense. Ooh, Strix is good. Play it. Another Brainstorm. I'll block. Try to bolt. They had days. Yep. I feel like I'm playing really badly. Let's try and find Kaito, I guess. Nice. Can't imagine wanting to do much else here. Definitely plus. Drawing Bowmasters next turn. They'll ponder. Ponder shuffles. Entomb. Okay, so they're still playing their combo, it turns out. Now I really need to find Surgical or Force. Nope. Let's just go to the next game. I think I played that horribly. So are they not going off their combo? I guess being on the play would be the time to leave it in. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Kind of shocked they only kept one land, though. What do they hide on top, if anything? I guess I'll take Entomb. It's their way to shuffle. I don't have any way to beat it. Pretty sure I play Bowmasters here. Alright, now I feel dumb for taking Entomb. Might just lose to Murktide Regent. I guess I could aggressively cling their graveyard. I might have to. Yep, they got Murktide material right there. I could make it a little smaller. Yep. Wasteland, go. I'll Red Blast. I think they'll force. And they pitched force. Well, I'll try it again. Figures. What can I reanimate? Pretty much nothing. Strix will do. For now. What can I... wonder if they think I have Kaito. No, I guess not. Yeah, I guess I'm drawing that Thoughtseize. I couldn't Thoughtseize beforehand. Now I'm really hoping they go for like Entomb Reanimate or something. They have Thoughtseize. There's one force left in their deck. I could extract Wasteland, but that seems bad too. Sure. They took Surgical. Alright, they're Stonewalled. For now. What's your last card? A cantrip? Entomb. For Brainstorm. Alright. Both at 7. Sudden death right here. I think I have slightly more live draws than they do. But I could be wrong about that. Binning Reanimate makes sense. I'm also drawing multiple cards a turn, and they are not. Most of my lands have been extracted. I'm growing their Murktide Regent. It's all good. Cast Brainstorm. Bolt. Not good enough. But I suppose I should keep it, right? I don't even know. I could possibly overrun them soon. With another Bolt. Reanimate my Bowmasters. I'll counter that in the paying costs phase. Make a red. Force of Will. It's like nothing even happened. I really do want to Bolt. Because that turns on Hardcast Force as well. Alright, we're doing it. We're doing it. Everybody charge! Bolt you. Fantastic. Bit of a crisis in game 2, but we pulled through in the end. Time for round number 3. I'm on the play with a Forced Thoughtseize hand. And Bowmasters. Interaction and a threat. And 2 lands. Dinner and a movie. A show and a movie. Opponent's taking a mulligan. Grind-wise, it doesn't matter too much since they're on the draw, but it will be noticeable if we can tax their resources. It makes this Force of Will pretty free as well. If they have to spend any kind of meaningful interaction on Snapcaster Mage, and if the spell Snapcaster Mage is targeting also resolves, I feel like we could be in pretty good shape. But I might want to pitch Snapcaster Mage to Force of Will if it really looks like I'll need to move some cards around. But in general, with a hand like this, it's a lot more tempting to pitch Brainstorm. Opponent is good on 6. Let's see what they kept. Okay. That Urza's Saga is going to be pretty hard to beat, regrettably. Shit. So I could take Sink into Stupor, because that's their blue source, but they'll get a blue source eventually. I don't think taking their land makes any sense. Shout out Treestem. Thank you so much. I think I take Thought Monitor. It's the 2-for-1, 3-for-1 really. And this deck does not have that many blue cards in it. I think they'll lose out on Force as soon as they play the Sink into Stupor. But if I do take Sink into Stupor, they might not be able to make constructs either. I think this is the right line, but it feels like the wrong thing to do as a Grixis Control player. We're playing against 8-cast, by the way. Now if they go Pithing Needle and name Bloodstained Mire, I don't think they would. I think if they were going to try an insane line like that, they would play it on Polluted Delta. But if they do, we will be in real trouble. Yeah, Polluted Delta. Unhinged behavior, I want to say, but I respect it. They're looking at my Brainstorm. Scalding Tarn. Doesn't matter too much which one of these I play, because I'm probably going for Underground Sea and Volcanic Island here. Might as well have it match colors. Scalding Tarn becomes the Volcanic Island. Makes sense to me. They can have their trigger. You ripped Ancient Tomb? I guess I'm going to Surveil. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, you're up. Yep. Now, I can't imagine they play more than one Pithing Needle. But I guess, just in case, we'll do this. Okay, I think I put back land and, well, yeah, I think Bowmasters. Then I probably begrudgingly have to bolt one of these constructs. I don't want to. And I probably snap bolt the other one. If I top deck a blue card, I can keep Force through all of it. They're going to Force pitch Thought Monitor? Well, now I don't really feel like I need this Narset as much. Why are they fighting over this so badly? Oh, because they need Metalcraft. Well, that's a big tell. Alright, you got it. Will they have anything left to spend it on? Oh, Lava Spur Boots? The Opal was in hand. And they're just going to try and end the game. Sure. It's a lot of damage. So I can snap bolt one of them. And then lose to the other one. This is tough. Play Bowmasters. It's so funny when you look at a hand with Thoughtseize and you're just like, yep, I think we got this one, folks. And then you just proceed to not have it at all. What can you do? This Treading Water is not really going to work out. What does Kolaghan's Command do for me? Not enough, because I'm at 4. Yeah, it's just kind of frustrating. Volcanic Island. I'm glad they revealed that. I would not have guessed. Alright, I don't know what this needs to hit. I don't think it can hit anything. But I needed this a long time ago. Ah, fuck. Why wasn't I thinking about Cling to Dust? God! It could have hit something. Fuck me. I'm gonna try not beat myself up too much for that, but god damn it, dude. Gotta keep focused, but I'm losing my mind right now. It just gave it to me. It just gave it to me and I said no thanks. Like, why would I hold up red? Why would I hold up red? I could have hit reanimate. Just wasn't thinking. I'd already lost in my head. I wasn't even trying anymore. That's stupid. I'm so sorry, everybody. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever done. I don't know why I cited in these Fatal Push either. I don't need them. Try it again, I guess. Great. It's funny, they practically mulliganed to 5 as well. Because I didn't have a polluted delta for that Pithing Needle. Well, that's not actually true, because that Pithing Needle represented a lot of damage, a lot of power and toughness. Opponent's down to 6 again. That double force. That was some straight fucked up shit. Keeping Bolt. Don't want to have to Edict Emery. Saga usually means no Pinnacle Emissary. Yep. Gonna name Polluted Delta again. It was really the Ancient Tomb off the top that I think was the worst part. Soul Guide Lantern is fine. Bobble. No Constructs is nice. Okay, cast Brainstorm. Put back Delta. I kind of want to put back Force of Will, but it's probably irresponsible. No, I think it's fine. I also need to think about Harbinger the Seas. It's out there. Can't get rid of these deltas. Gotta stay strong. Alright, that's one Saga down. 3 to go. I really don't want to shatter that Pithing Needle. I would do anything if I didn't have to shatter that Pithing Needle. It should just be as part of the collateral with Meltdown eventually. Thoughtcast, play Bowmasters. Force pitch Thoughtcast. Not a bad exchange. They hit a land, unfortunately. They have a Painter. Do you have a Lion's Eye Diamond? They're looking at my top card. I do kind of want them to force here, because it would get them very empty. Agent. That's not a good thing for them to know about. Another Polluted Delta? I think I need to shuffle this. That's the card I wanted. I mean, if they have Force Blue card, all they need to do is rip a Mana Source. It's kind of insane. Bolt. Okay. Bobble. They had the land. They're looking at my top card, and they're passing. Bowmasters? Probably not time to Meltdown. Just doesn't really do enough. That's fine. I only mill quite a few cards. Something buggy's going on. Those 2 cards from the Ponder are still, like, linked somehow. The Delta and the Red Blast. I don't know. It just feels weird. I feel like best outcome right now is they play Painter and try to protect it with a Force Blue card. That would put them to 0, and then I can melt down. They also know about these Bowmasters. Ancient Tomb? Grind me again. I wanted those lands. Now my graveyard's going away. I mean, I wouldn't mind having that Snapcaster Mage. Kind of funny using Kolaghan's command in this capacity. Dropping a Mox Opal. Okay, unless they have Metallic Rebuke, this ought to do the trick. Not bad. Brainstorm. Put back Thoughtseize and Agent. Boots. That's a scary card. I don't think I need Opposition Agent. This is strange, isn't it? Feels like every card is just like joined at the hip. Shuffling does nothing. It's like when you shuffle your deck in paper, but just keep putting the same card back on top. I swear I'm not cheating. Let's look for Kaito. Disruptor Flute? Naming what? Brainstorm? A small tempo win. Play some Bowmasters. Play an island. 4-turn clock here. I think I'll contribute even more creatures to it soon. Urza Saga. Agents. Yeah, I can just bolt. Play the Bowmasters. They have 1 card left. Let's just pretend I would have lost game 1 anyways, even if I did hold up the right color and cling a creature. Actually, that's probably not even true. Like, they had nothing. They had very low resources. Now that I know they have a pretty consistent Painter combo, maybe I would rather have all my bolts and Force of Wills and then not really worry about stuff like Murktide Regent. I wonder if they have Red Blast too. Like, you can cast Pinnacle Emissary just fine with just blue mana. So you gotta wonder what the red is for. I'm thinking it's Red Blast. Very useful spell in pretty much every legacy meta. And I don't think Opposition Agent really does the thing when you're on the draw. But I think they'll still kind of play in fear of it. Looks good to me. If they Pithing Needle on turn 1 yet again, will they name Bloodstained Mire this time? That would be a cheesy win. Servant. Alright, well I have 2 pieces of removal. They don't have Metalcraft. Overlord at the Balemurk. Absolutely just bolting this right now. Okay. Petal. Painter Servant again. Naming blue. Emery. Jeez. This is not good. They did not flip a Grindstone, but they did flip a Bauble Pinnacle Emissary. It doesn't really make sense to go after Painter Servant while there is an Emery out. So I will ponder. I guess I'm taking Force of Will. How am I going to grind through this, though? Probably want to draw a land next turn as well. Yeah, I'm not entirely excited about this. Gotta figure this out somehow. If they get Urza's Bauble and a Bowmaster trigger can take out Emery, that would help quite a bit. Backup Emery. Probably just for the ETB trigger, right? They still missed on Grindstone. That's good. 2 Sagas down. I told you, Saga's always near the top of the deck. I don't know why, it just is. They're looking at Sheoldred's Edict. I really want to draw that land, but It is untenable. I need this Emery gone. So that means I'm surveilling right now. Another servant? I gotta force that. Pitch Overlord. They're only playing 3 Painter Servants for some reason. That's all of them. Nice. Sometimes things work out. Play Bowmasters. Ping Emery. Ping Emery. I will lose if they top deck Grindstone, which sucks. But that's what I've got. Like, certainly they don't play 4 Grindstones, right? They have another Painter Servant. I'd love to hit Bolt or Red Blast. Maybe Fatal Push would have been a good idea, actually. I don't know. Brainstorm? There's Bolt. Yeah, put back Baragoyf Ponder. Sad to see Baragoyf go, of course. But I think Kaito will be a better threat. Do I still really need to respect Harbinger of the Seas? Probably. I don't want to. I think the mountain's fine. Bolt. Okay. That is all 4 painters down now. We grinded hella hard. Their life total might be in a bit of a bind, too. If their hand is like, I don't know, Thoughtcast, Ancient Tomb, supplying the bulk of their mana here. They're going to activate Bobble and see Narset. I guess I'm just playing that, right? They'll force. That's fine. Now they're at 5. Can't get comboed. They need like Emery with Lava Spur Boots on it. It's hard to do from 2 cards. And then you need Grindstone and all that on top of it. Well, not sure how much I deserved that. Such a catastrophic mistake in game 1 for no reason, too. Like, I don't know why I didn't just leave up black, but we ended up getting there. Okay, 3-0. All right, round 4. And we're 3-0. Turning up the heat. I like this Thoughtseize hand. There's also Tamiyo Brainstorm if we happen to be in something like a little grindier of a matchup. A lot of good angles to play. I don't have double blue in the hand, though. It's an interesting hand here. Pretty interesting hand here. We'll see how good Lightning Bolt is, too. Alrighty. Let's see what they kept. Looks like Storm. That Urza's Saga is a problem. This hand is very Thoughtseize proof. They don't have tons of mana. I think they were hoping on wheeling. I don't really want to dare them to wheel. I could just take Lion's Eye Diamond. It would be really nice if I had a Force of Will, but I don't. I feel like I want them to think I have Force of Will, which would mean I guess I'm just taking one of the gambles if I had Force of Will. That seems kind of crazy, right? If I take Lion's Eye Diamond, I'm telling them I don't have Force of Will, which might not be a great message to send, you know? But I think it's the right thing to do. I don't know, though. I feel like recently I've been trying to take lines that are like, oh, if they just don't draw mana or whatever, we're in the clear and they can't do anything. And it never seems to work out. I feel like I just need to actually play to a greater degree of control. I just finished the Bug Cosmogoyf donation league. I'm not sure. I think this will probably come out before that, but I feel like I would be a lot happier if I just made my lines under the assumption that my opponent is going to top deck the best possible thing every possible time. That seems like a better way to stay sane. Saga comes down. Lotus Petal, Aether Spellbomb. It would be great if they had to use Rite of Flame to make a construct, if they even want to do that. Oh, Bowmasters? Not bad, dude. I wonder, though. Yeah, I mean, Tamiyo's not even that great in this matchup. Unless they go empty the Warrens, and then, boy, will I have a surprise for them, as long as I find a second blue source. Oh, that was a good draw. See, this is what I mean, like, just let them draw the best card every single time in your head, and you'll be a lot less disappointed. Play Bowmasters. Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, I don't think Snap Thoughtseize is that good here. Snap Bolt might be relevant, but I think they are going to wheel next turn. Having these Bowmasters is very nice. I want to be able to redeploy them. So yeah, we'll just pass. Yep. Might as well bolt this one. Let's see what they go for. Mox Opal, another Saga. Jeez. Okay, that was cool. They probably gambled for another Saga. At least that happened. Just gotta grind through these Constricts, I guess. Oh, I can Nimble Obstructionist Chapter 2 there. I also said Constricts. Yeah, I'm gonna Island Cycle. No more Tamiyo. No more Storm. Forget about it. Not to deal with this construct like that, I guess. Alright, pass it back. Stop that from happening. Draw another land. Not incredible. What are they going to gamble for now? Probably that Saga. Jesus. I mean, there's only two more to fight through. I'll Edict this one. I can Snap Edict another one. We're almost there. Kolaghan's Command would be great. Cast Ponder. Shuffle these 3 lands. Get a Bolt. It's not bad. Maybe Army plus Bowmasters can block it. Hit for 2. Can't really tap super low though, because I don't want Spellbomb to be able to let them wheel unpunished. But you gotta assume that they're through the gambles now. Oh, Pirate Spellbomb's also a problem. Chromox, yeah, these are giant constructs. Rite of Flame is under there. Maybe they won't be able to find an Echo though. And like I said, Kolaghan's Command goes a long way. Okay, that will help too. Hold the line. 6-6, 7-7, 8-8. Can you believe it? They went for the diamond. Petal. Yeah, getting either of these back wouldn't be so bad. Maybe they'll want to sacrifice the attacking one, though. I tell you what, grinding through constructs. Oh, I think I screwed up. I maybe could have been able to burn them out. Bolt, snap, bolt, and all that. Well, there goes my Bowmasters. I think I'm just going to take 7 here. Yeah. Then a land is lethal. They're going to gamble now? Alright, bolt you, I guess. No bolts. Petal. Defense grid, I'll force that. Pitching... Narset's too slow for this late in the game. Rite of Flame. Spellbomb. Grape Shot. That's not Quantum Riddler. I'm going to bring in Red Blast. Well, I guess I might as well brainstorm right now, right? Because of defense grid. I guess I'm extracting myself. No, it's not that dire. Good shit. Just take the gamble. Alright, opponent was gone for a while. We finally hit a land. We're gonna melt for 2 and have Force of Will back up. And then I guess that's it. Sometimes you just need to surgical yourself. Pretty nice they didn't activate that Conjurer's Bauble. They could have drawn a card. Chrome Mox. There's also a Quantum Riddler and Warp, which we gotta look out for. Artist Talent. Pyrite Spellbomb, sure. Do I destroy that or Chrome Mox? I think I destroy Chrome Mox. Snapcaster Mage is a nice draw. I don't think there's any reason to extract Sagas either. I'd rather extract Echoes if I'm given the chance. They'll draw a card, then do nothing. That's what I like to see. Let's snap Thoughtseize here. Now that we have some breathing room. Okay. I think Artist Talent is the most explosive of the cards here. So I'll take that. I could have taken into the Flood Maw and then extracted them, I guess. But I just don't think the card's very impactful. Spire of Industry only taps for colors if they control an artifact, so I might even like Force of Will if they try to play an artifact. And this is cool. Now I can flash in Kaito and also hold up Red Blast. I'm going to close my window. I don't know if that's really coming through, but it's a really rough sounding drill or something. Alright, hopefully it's not coming through anymore. So the life total is getting used as a pretty significant resource here. I don't think we make any edits. Hopefully this game they have more trouble finding their Urza's Sagas. That's what we're really hoping for. But yeah, the deck is incredibly blue. That wasn't really apparent from game 1, but Quantum Riddler, into the Flood Maw, Flusterstorm even. It's not going to be super easy. I don't think Baraglyph is that good of a choice. I think I'd rather have Baleful Strix, honestly. This hand's pretty good. I'll keep. It's lacking black mana. Shatterskull Smashing? That's crazy. Meltdown would be solid here. Tamiyo? I don't know if I can tap out of Consign, to be honest. I think I'm just gonna pass. Maybe I'll play Tamiyo next turn, though. Saga. Black mana. I guess Saga's a little less scary now. Just a little bit. I could also just consign Chapter 2 if I was really worried about the constructs. It's just going to take most of their resources to handle. I don't know. I think we can do better. Spire of Industry, go. Chrome Mox, sure. Yeah, how good would Meltdown be? Oval Chase Daredevil. Huh, okay. That's a surprising one. Play Bowmasters. Ping there. So it's tapping for black? Not a great draw. I'd love to extract Sagas. I think that would be a pretty significant route to victory here. Yeah, these things are gigantic. They will make another one. What would happen if they discarded? Still seems a little early. But getting Pithing Needle would be bad, so... I probably should have played out Basic Island, to be honest. Then I could have held that for a Surveil if I didn't have to do anything else. Yeah, there was no window to extract that. There's always a million sagas. I don't like it. Before I make another play, let's just see what's in their hand. 2 gambles, okay. Bang. Sure. Yep. Nope. Now I need to out top deck them. Fuck. Definitely consigning chapter 2 there. I don't think Fluster works here. I don't have super long to figure this out, but I have a little bit of time. Mox Opal, now I have even less time. Oh, but they don't attack. That's super lucky. Respecting the Bowmasters. Strix is very good. I wonder how many Pyrite Spell Bombs they play. Hopefully not enough. Dude, do I wait for what they get? I feel like no. I feel like I just do it now. Because they could just get something that is good. Right? I don't know. Hold on one second. So yeah, it'd be like Chromatic Star, Conjurer's Bauble, or Mana. This seems like the right play. All stuff they can react to and get cards from. Alright, no constructs until they wheel. 1 card in hand, plenty of fluff in the deck. I'm counting on this not being super good. They are just going to draw 2 with Quantum Riddler though, and Lion's Eye Diamond can pretty easily cast Quantum Riddler. But they just cracked it for triple red. What's going on? Conjurer's Bauble. Putting Saga on the bottom of their library. Petal. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they'll still be able to cast that Quantum Riddler, and now there's still 1 Urza's Saga out there, regrettably. That was a really good draw. It's much bigger than Quantum Riddler, but they're like, you know, a combo deck, so things might not go super well for me. Please be a chumping Riddler. They don't have that much mana to kick off with here. And they could still draw a bunch of stuff that's not super impactful right now, like, yeah, Braid, Defense Grid. I could draw Red Blast. Cling to Dust. Yeah. Go after Pyrite Spellbomb. That card's problematic, and it's 1 of capacity. Damn it. Alright, looks like I have another turn to dodge here. Full swing. Great. Okay, they're at 5. GG, I wonder if I lost because I made the construct then. F6 3 your turn. Yeah, they should have had 1 more card off the Conjurer's Bauble. I remember commenting that. Oh, man. It's too much. Time for the finals, and it's not going to be easy. We're up against Balenciaga and Boba, who is a very talented pilot of Stoneblade, and we'll make do with this. We're just going to make land drops. Ignore back to basics while we're at it. See how good their hand is. Thoughtseize you. Yeah, I mean, those swords aren't going to find much purchase if I get this Murktide out of here. It's tempting to take Brainstorm, but Teferi is like an actual 2-for-1. That's right in front of me. Island go. You got it. Reanimate. That might not be very good, but it might be okay. We'll see. Expecting a brainstorm here. Not yet. Yes. Anything that does anything is pretty good. There's the brainstorm. Another thing about Balenciaga, he plays very fast. You won't even know it hit you. Okay. Okay, that was a good draw. Let the grinding hit the floor. Might also play Snapcaster Mage. I honestly don't really remember. So I'm going to target Vista with this Cling to Dust. Ooh, bad draw. Good draw. How do I slide it in? TBD. Doesn't have to be right now. I had a feeling. They want me to tap out on my turn? I guess that's fine. Like, what are they going to resolve, you know? Something I don't care about? I might care about it, we'll see. No! Not like this. Very overrate on lands. That's 11 lands out of my deck. And now they have Jace. It's not good. It's not good that they have Jace. Nimble Obstructionist. Let's see here. Not gonna make this easy, I see. Start with that. They had a Flooded Strand to discard. Reanimating Snapcaster Mage is very bad into Jace. I'm wondering if I should just stifle their Jace activation next turn. And hopefully top deck something like Bolt or Bowmasters. Got a couple looks at it. Narset also should work. They have a Stoneforge Mystic. That's a problem. Kaldra. Back to basics is whatever. We were ready for that one. Nice. Well, okay, let's start with Narset here. They say no. Alright, next I think I ought to Bolt Jace and then tap down Kaldra. Yeah. Maybe reanimate. Nimble Obstructionist, I don't know. I'm gonna hold this Lotus Petal. Sure. They might just swords it on the spot. We'll see. There's Kaldra. No way their last two cards are also Swords to Plowshares, right? That'd be very convenient. Oh, one of them was. Okay. We have got them empty. And now we're gonna throw down a couple sick threats. And hope it's good enough. Fuck you. And that one too. Alright. We'll see if that's good enough, huh? Ponder hopefully shuffles. Does not shuffle. Gets a Stoneforge for Cryptic Coat. Bolt is nice. I do need to plus Kaito at some point, I think. How are they going to address this Murktide Regent's the real question. Cryptic Coat has 3 power. I don't know. What's plus? I think I have enough stuff to do. Send it in. Block Kaito. Okay. Cast Ponder. Baraglyph is probably pretty annoying, right? And I'll just Ponder again next turn. Threat Density. It's good. Cryptic Coat. Kind of want to hold this Lightning Bolt. Alright, there goes Kaito. Unblockable is good. Stoneforge. I think they just kind of have to hope I don't have Bolt, but I do. Murktide Regent was very good there. Now I get a couple of Red Blasts. And from the Catacombs, honestly. It's not that bad. Overlord is also pretty darn good. I'll always take a Thoughtseize as well. Fatal Push is really on the line. Reanimate was a complete wash that game, but it could have been pretty good. I think I'll lose one of these bad lands, and then yeah, Baraglyph and Murktide are actually not great against Swords to Plowshares. But, I mean, it worked out that game. It's just not always going to work out. Opposition Agent does have Flash, so that one's pretty darn good. I don't need every Force of Will. So what's the final cut? It should be one of these black 5-drops, I think. Overlord has been setted out every single match, I will say. Let's keep the grindy stuff. I think that's important. I'm going to cut Reanimate. It's a little risky. Ponder's good. Okay. Let's see what they kept. Double Stoneforge, Jace, Ponder. I have a Brazen Borrower, but I also have a Red Blast, so yeah, I think I'll take one of the Stoneforges and just have to stay super vigilant on that Jace. They grab the other one. Going Kaldra. No red mana on the horizon. They also can't ramp into Jace though, so... Ah, man. I don't think I should let them put Kaldra in. I'm gonna Bolt. Ponder is fine. You know, if they Red Blast my Strix, it actually gives me something to get back with Overlord. It's kind of interesting. Wouldn't be the worst thing. They're still off red mana as well. So I can actually just play Strix here. Probably feel pretty good about it. Something kind of funny, I haven't seen a single Bowmasters this entire match. Alright, I guess I'm red blasting Narset instead of Jace. Kind of scary. Ah, damn. Cast Brainstorm. Put these two back, I think. I'd rather them not know about Brazen Borrower. Clear the top of the deck there. Get the strong card. Yeah, how are they going to deal with this Overlord? There's Jace. Hopefully they don't find a way to protect it. Oh, I mean, yeah, they have Swords of Plowshares. I think they'll deal with it pretty easily. Alright, I'd like to find some backup. Oh, land's not bad either. Eventually I can cast Lorien Revealed. Alright, Edict, pull Laneswalker. This person is not about bluffing one bit. Ooh, that's not good. I do have Bowmasters. It might not happen in time. They might be able to formulate too much of a plan because Jace is busted. Their red is online. Send it back. Can't even cast from the Catacombs yet. Not sure how good it would be. Well, I'll try. I think they have swords. Brainstorm before Brainstorm. I think they would prefer to counter it, because the army I leave behind can ninjutsu, of course, but we'll see. Stoneforge. You still got that Pyroblast. Caldra's back. I really don't want to just run into Pyroblast, but the options are not great here. Yeah, they're really thinking. It seems pretty obvious to me, but yeah. Alright, what's the move here? There's not a lot of great ones. I think it's just Kaito, tap down Stoneforge. Hit Jace for 1. Oh, they had Force a Will too? Jeez. Brutal. I mean, that's the power of Jace. They can pull a lot together. Having a second one was tough. Not deploying Cauldra. Bolt is great. Makes my turn very inefficient. I'm going to cast this first. Come on, another Red Blast? Let's just go to the next game. Well, I am getting an Overlord. Should have just bolted Jace, that was stupid. To Fairy. Bouncing my army. Bowmasters. Okay. Well, probably want to deal with these planeswalkers. It's going to be hard to grind this out. Gonna get Brazen Bar over here. It's been tough not, no, just taking it, okay. Yeah, it's been tough not being able to cast this from the catacombs, I must say. Bouncing Cryptic Coat. They are building an army. 5/5, that's some stats right there. Damn. Can't beat the Overlord. I thought there was going to be more in it. Whew. I'm really glad I was able to showcase Overlord at the very end. Because it's like the reason for the video, you know? There's just so many good threats. And it still feels like there's... Like, what is the final card for Grixis Control? I really don't know, folks. It's so hard to discern. But this is very encouraging for Eternal Weekend. I feel like it almost doesn't matter what the 60th card in the main board is. And I'm happy how solid the sideboard has been feeling. Faced a lot of random, powerful things this time. It was a tough one. And I'm also really happy whenever I can show off matches against Blue-Black Reanimator, because that will probably be the most common deck at Eternal Weekend, I think. Almost certainly. And yeah, it's really cool to be among players like Michael Reed, Tom Jab. Grixis Control's been performing so well. Makes me very happy. And yeah, I guess that's all I got for now. Crazy League. Thanks for sticking with me as always. I have been Teddy, aka JamesKisau, and long live Grixis Control. I'll see y'all next time.